The life that we are living, it's amazingly deceptive, amazingly illusory. A little bit of careful analysis can easily tell us how the mind has been playing trick on us, and yet we keep on believing the mind. It's the other way around. Because we believe the mind takes advantage of us. As soon as we are born, our relationships with the sansar are established. If a child is born, he is already a brother or a sister of someone else and a child of someone else. He might be owner of some properties if they are transferred on his name. A social security number is given, and all the connections get established. The child goes to school, studies, and becomes something, a doctor, engineer, pharmacist. And then all his life he passes under the illusion that this is all real. The connections are real. His job, title in the society is real. And yet, none of these things existed even one day before the child was born. If a child is a doctor, he's a human being performing a doctorate, just like a human being performing a plumbing is called a plumber. But one day before, when the child was in mother's womb, if we had any way of asking him or her, who are you? He's not going to say, I'm a doctor or a plumber. Everything that is added to the child as soon as the child is born is coming from outside. We somehow have a tendency to become glued to the mind. And the mind is a fool as it is. Mind keeps on collecting the impressions from the world. The child keeps on hearing that you are a brother, you are a sister, you are a son, etc. And as he gets older, his job titles are added. And it keeps on being added on a continuous basis. It's an imprinting. It's a superimposition on the mind, which never had any of these ideas. So why repeated exposure to the same title of life, it becomes a reality for the mind. Mind does not have any way of knowing the truth. So we keep on living life. If somebody tells us you're a Jain, after second, third, fourth, fifth, 100th time it's been told, it becomes a reality. We never think that we never were born with a Jain on our forehead, or a Hindu, or a Muslim. So everything that we can describe ourselves about came from outside, from sansar. And these are superimpositions on our mind, which existed even before. And now we are gathering even more and more impressions from the world. If somebody says that you are smart, we start becoming very happy. If somebody starts telling you you are dumb, we feel depressed for days and days, months and months, and sometimes years and years. What is wrong with us? We are so glued to the sansar. Our attachment to the sansar is almost like story of children. When you hear, when you are a child, these stories of a king whose pran has been fixed onto a certain parrot, and no matter how much you try to kill the king will not die until that parrot has been killed. But that remains a secret for the enemy. And once they find that secret killed the parrot, the king dies instantaneously. That's how we have given authority to the sansar to control us. Our pran has been given to sansar. We cannot think of anything else but sansar. Sansar is the only thing we know, and we have never realized our existence, which is beyond the mind. And spirituality is all about regaining the composure. Even with a little bit of analysis and philosophical understanding, it is easy to understand that these are all mistakes of life. The whole life is a mistake. So it's about time to wake up, become aware. The awareness is going to take you a long way. Be aware of everything. Analyze your life, analyze your behavior, and regain our own existence, the reality that is beyond the mind, the one that was always there before all these identifications were given to us. A boat floating on the ocean can float forever, but when it starts accepting the water from outside, that's when it can sink. And we are sunk because all we know is to accept things from sansar and keep believing it. Somebody tells you you're Muslim and a new terrorist is born. Somebody tells you a Hindu, then another fanatic is born. Same thing keeps on going all day long, and the whole life has been gone all because of the mind. The mind just glues itself to the sansar. We never doubt the mind. Now the time has come to start doubting the mind itself. Mind is not final authority. It has to start understanding the reality. The same mind, same thing that has been wasting our life after life after life has to start listening to the soul. Soul is the ultimate authority. Soul is something, that's where our pran is. Without soul, mind cannot operate, and mind cannot operate without the body. So mind and body complex is dependent on the soul to survive. Find out where your pran is. Pran is in the soul. Soul is the soul energy, urja, that is feeding the mind. All your thoughts, beliefs, ideas can disappear if the prana, the life force that has been feeding them, once the life force is withdrawn, the ideas, beliefs have no value. When you do the stilling, who is doing the stilling? The mind does. Soul is only a witness. Soul is pristine, is divine. It only observes. And yet, without the presence of the soul, mind has no value. So the soul works as a catalyst. It's an innocent bystander. It just witnesses what the mind and the body are doing. It's not interfering. And yet, it itself is the sole cause of the whole event that is taking place. A dead body, which was alive 1 minute before, could kill someone or steal something. Now all of a sudden, the person has died. Now he or she cannot do anything. Even if you put $100 in his pocket and then try to declare him a thief, that's not going to happen. The Chetana, the prana, which was there, made him, Chetana actually witnessed it to become a thief or a murderer. But the doings were happening at the mind and the body level. But yet, the presence of the soul is what created this drama of life. So the drama of life is not real. There is another existence that we all have, where the freedom exists, the reality exists. The whole sansara, including our character, our personality that interacts with the world, putting all these things together is unreal. We have lived the life of a mind for many lives. It's time to live the life of a soul and enjoy the freedom and the bliss and remain a witness of every single event that is happening in our life as it unfolds. Be watchful, be aware, and that's where the bliss is hiding. Have a good day.